Elliot Rodger, a troubled 22-year-old college student who committed the unthinkable. On May 23, 2014, he took to the streets of Isla Vista, California, and began firing at random and hitting people with his car. He led police on a high-speed chase before crashing and then turning the gun on himself. He killed 6 people and injured 13. This soon became known as the Santa Barbara Massacre. Before his planned attack, he wrote a 141-page journal that spoke about why he committed the crime, his mental health, and his hatred towards women. He was a YouTube vlogger who talked about how the world was unfair to him and why he believes women rejected him. Most of his videos follow the same theme of loneliness, anger, and misogyny.
I, in all my magnificence and power, I will not let this fly. It's an injustice that needs to be dealt with.
As time went on, he becomes self-centered, narcissistic, and proud. He develops a hatred towards couples who had what he thought he could never obtain: love, sex, and companionship with a woman. Blaming puberty for the cause of his problems, he coveted his youth because it was a time when he was happy and peaceful. Girls gave their affection and sex and love to other men, but never to me, he said in a video. On his last recording, he titled Day of Retribution, he laid out his plan to kill all those he thought hurt him. According to the family lawyer, Alan Schiffman, Rodger was diagnosed as being a high-functioning patient with autism and had trouble making friends.
They would have all rejected me and looked down upon me as an inferior man.
Coupled with my hate-fueled eagerness to carry out my act of revenge, there was also an extreme sense of fear inside me. Part of me still didn't want to do it. It will mean my death, and I have always been afraid of death. What I thought was interesting, what he describes as fear, was what almost stopped him. Elliot Rodger was consumed with envy and covetousness. He embraced hatred, lust, pride, murder. His life was overrun with works of the flesh. But nothing good dwells in our flesh. What does the Bible say? For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there. According to his deeds and works, Elliot did not have love in his heart. He lusted after the things of the world, and he set his heart on them. As Christians, we need to have love in our hearts, because we can have faith as to move mountains, and we can give away everything we own. But if we don't have love, we are nothing. God is love, and if you don't have love, you don't know God. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up. Elliot Rodger's name has been buried in infamy. Although this man embraced and gave his heart over to darkness, there is still hope for those alive. There is hope in Jesus Christ. And if Jesus can change a man who was known to persecute and kill Christians to a man God used to write several books in the Bible, then He can change you. It doesn't matter how far you are from God. It doesn't matter how low or how bad of a person you think you are. God can change you for the good. You say, "I've done so much bad. God doesn't want to hear from me." But little do you know, God makes His sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends His rain on the just and on the unjust. Even when we were enemies to God, He still loved us and died for us. And it's not too late. As long as you're breathing and walking on this earth, it's mercy that God has given you. Mercy to turn over your life to Him. As long as you're alive, it's not too late.